When you have knowledge of your value, you will be confident. Put up Psalms 139. We're going to do Living Translation. Psalms 139, 13 through 18. Y'all got it? It says, you made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion. And as I was woven together in the dark of the womb, you saw me before I was born. And in seeing me before I was born, watch what he says. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. That's why he can send the preacher to tell you trouble don't last always. He is speaking about the future that he's already pre-planned while you're in the hell you're in right now. There were times in my life that I went through things that I did not think I'd ever come out of. Who's been there before? Like it just seemed like it was never going to end. But it had an expiration date. And while he sees you in it, he keep talking to you about your future, because where you are has nothing to do with where you're going. Can't stop you, can't prevent. See, and I always say this to you, this is why he never told Job about the pit, Potiphar's house, and the prison. And the only reason why he showed him reigning over his brothers, because it was the only thing that mattered. And see, what that'll do is give you confidence while you're in Potiphar's house. And she lies, his wife lies on you, and you end up in prison. And the reason why you have confidence, you say, you know what, this ain't what he showed me. And the proof that he had confidence, Joseph had confidence, is that he worked every place he worked like he was already in the palace. You got to do everything in your daily life like you already where he said you was going to be. You got to have that mindset that you know what? That he's going to hasten to his word to perform it. That if he spoke it over my life, he's there watching over it. Yeah, Rodney, you had a baby and you was 14, but he still called me to preach. Wait a minute. What you going to preach about? I'm going to preach about the fact that he'll call you while you in your mess so that your mess can become a message. What you going to preach about? I'm going to preach about how when everybody has forsaken you, he'll never leave you nor forsake you. What you going to preach about? You're going to preach about that this very thing that he's going to perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. See, let me tell you, the incident that you did will be over. And you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. But people won't let it be over, but you got to let it be over. Trust me, live long enough, they'll find something new to talk about. They'll even talk about your success in a negative way. Let me show you how they do it. They think they all that. No, we don't. You just don't think you enough. Some of y'all young ladies, you know what, you went through that in school. Oh, you think you all that? You know, the real problem is you don't think you enough. That's why when you look at me, it reminds you of how much you're not to yourself. But I ain't going to stop walking with my head up in the hallway. They said in high school, you know what I mean? You think you the junk. I do. You wasn't expecting to hear that either, was you? I do. I'll tell you again, Siri, if you didn't catch it. You think you the junk. See, the devil, he want to hear. What you going to say now? I'll say it again. I am the junk. You need to tell somebody I'm the bag of chips full to the top with no air in it. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, 17. It says, how precious are your thoughts about me, O God? They cannot be numbered. The thoughts of him about me can't be numbered. Why is he so head over heels about you? When he looks at you, he don't talk about all your flaws. Your hips, lips, and fingertips. He don't talk about all that. He says, I can't even count them. I can't even count your thoughts about me. They outnumber the grain of sand. And when I wake up, you are still with me. Watch what the writer Luke says in 12:7. He says of 12:7, New Living Translation, he says, and the very hairs on your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You're more valuable to God than a whole flock of sparrow. Your mother can count your fingers and toes, but the Most High numbers your hairs on your head. Did you hear that? I know my mother loved me, but my mother ain't never count every hair on my head. She don't want to be that intimate. She don't want to. Now, she has pulled some out my hair. She don't put me between her legs and comb them shots right on out. It would have been easier for her to count what she pulled out than it would be what's left. And yet, he says, I know the very numbers of hair on your head. The ones you lost, the ones you got left, the one that grew back, I know them. Do you see how intimate he was? Listen, some of y'all thought y'all was Google Gaga in relationships, but not one person you've ever been with said, lay down between my lap, baby, and let me count the hairs on your head. Come on, you know what I'm saying? And what would you tell them? Are you crazy? We're going to be here forever. So why do you listen to anybody else and what they have to say about you? Have they counted the hairs on your head? He says, if you add hair to it, I'll count them too. He'd be like, you got 5 billion personal hairs on your head. If you ever think about how crazy that would be, just count a bundle. And you won't even count a bundle. Think about that. You won't count a bundle, but he'll count the hairs on your head. We talking about intimacy here now. And he keeps track of what fell out, what turned gray, what used to be gray before you changed it. Man, I don't think you understand. You say, well, I don't shaved off my hair. He know the bristles. And you're listening to everybody else. See, you got to get your value from him. Am I talking to the right people?